Hi guys, William Elk here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see today, I'm out on the Tenere. I'd say I'm doing some tests, but I hopefully don't want to test them. I've got some good crash bars, look. AS3 aluminium crash bars. To do at the weekend, and yeah, not that I'm going off road or anything today, but I just thought I'd get out on bike. I'm also testing some new padding for my helmet. I spoke about helmets on one of my Creef runs, I think. I bought the new LS2 helmet. I don't like the double D lock faster. I prefer the seatbelt style one on this. So as the padding and foam and everything was getting a bit tired, I invested in some more, which was on it, £35 or something. Gives you a new headline in 2 cheek pads, so that's all the interior real. Did all the interior. Yeah, it feels a lot better. Obviously they're a lot more firm at the moment. Obviously give. I've put the other ones through the washer, so I'll use them as a reserve. Maybe when I put these ones through the washer. And I am actually going to buy another, or I have ordered another clear visor for this one, so I'll treat it to a new visor as well. And I'll probably use this helmet. Well, I am going to use this helmet all of this year unless I see another one. I'm hopefully going to sell the other one, but there's no great rush. I'll get down to it and sell it. I can have a bit of a bargain. I've only worn it on that one trip and didn't like it. I liked the helmet when it was on, it fit lovely, but I would soon get annoyed with the fastening. It just seems too short. Yeah, like I've said before, I've had loads of double D lock helmets. Never really had an issue with one. And it does kind of seem short when you look at it. But either I've got more chin, or I'm not really doing right. I doubt. I've got loads of more here. So yeah, I'll nip out and do a little test. I've not been out for a while. Since I got back from Scotland, I kind of had to clean the KTM a little bit, quite a lot because it was dusty. Just never got round to. And the tyre was, the tyre on the KTM was a bit flattened off, so I've ordered some more. I'm getting some Michelin Road 6s. Keeping the off-road ones to this one. So this has got a little bit more tyre on it, so I thought I'll take this one out tonight. I'm not doing it, I'm only nipping out for a coffee, I think. So, that gets me out. Partly because I was at work today and I was listening to the TT, the first racing on the Monday. Wow, it's mad, doesn't it? I think they've changed the schedule around a little bit, what with qualifying and everything. They've just not been able to get out in the weather because there was some crap weather. And it's the first year I've not been home for a long time. I think I went last year. But I was moving house and doing a lot of renovation last year, so I might not have. But I've been every year since 2002 roughly. Love it, and I really miss the place. I wanted to go this year, but the only real time I could have gone over was Saturday and Sunday. And it was like I looked last week for the ferry was available, I could have done it. But I had other things on, and I had work. I had a work commitment on Friday which kept me late, so it would have been going over to like Isham at 2 in the morning Saturday when I only got home from work at 6:30. Just couldn't be bothered, to be fair. And I'm glad I didn't really, because weather wasn't that great. In fact, today it's probably going to be the best day of the week. They're forecasting some heavy rain and winds, kind of tonight onwards, all day tomorrow. I mean, it's forecast not very good where I live tomorrow. So yeah, it looks like I missed the best days. I won't tell anybody the results, but just listening to the app like, and it sounded great. A close finish, I'll give you that, it was a close finish. But just wish all the best to a couple of the lads that came off in practice. So if you follow TT racing, you know I'm not really revealing anything here. Peter Hickman and Tom Whedon, two of the bigger names, came off and hurt themselves, but they're mendable. You know, they've broke a few bones or what have you, but they've been pictured in like either in hospital, sat up and smiling and what have you. I mean, Tom Whedon's were quite a bad one. He was going into Glen Helen. He clipped the wall and he jammed his throttle on, and he just flipped and wheeled him straight slid him into the wall feet first. It was a bit of a nasty one, but they've saved his. They seem to have saved his leg or what have you. So yeah, that's good. There has been others, obviously. There's a couple of sidecars, but I don't really follow the sidecars that much. I don't know the names. I know that the top riders. I know it wasn't them. It wasn't Crowies. But yeah, I hope everyone's all right and has a safe TT. I really do miss it, like I say. I'm lucky because I have my sister-in-law lives in Isle of Man, so if I go over on my own, which I have been doing for the last lost his wheel trim for the last few years, I can generally stay at their house. So it's not the same as when you go with lads, you know, renting a house out or whatever, but at least I get to go over. But I generally just go for a couple of days nowadays, as I used to go for the kind of week. So yeah, I'll have to watch it on the highlights on telly, unfortunately. It's not the same. Car in front, I'm going to have to catch up with him because he's lost his wheel trim. There's no about it, I think. Your wheel trim! Pulling! You know, you try to tell him something. Oh well, I tried. Not listening, fuck him. Lost his wheel trim. Back to what I was saying. The TT. Yeah, I miss it when I don't go. So that's part of the reason I'm out tonight. I just have to get the little bike fixed, I think. So I've been editing some of my Creef videos on the Creef Cloverleaf tour that we did the other week. I've forgotten how beautiful it was up there, not just the landscape but the weather. It's like wall-to-wall sunshine. But there's a lot of footage to go through. I did about 12-ish hours, I think, filming. I've added to my repertoire of memory cards. I've now got at least another 256 for the front camera, one for the back, so I could record plenty. Because you don't particularly need a lot from this camera here, because all you see is this and this, and every now and again I wave or I say hello or point like that. And I've noticed on a few other people's when they put the rear-facing camera, I spend ages trying to sync it up sometimes, and people just put it as a rough guide. You know, they'll go past the car like that, and then it'll flick to it, and then a second or so later you see the car, and you think, well, that's really synced right well. I try to make it as good as I can get it. I'm sure I'm doing some of my editing wrong. There must be quicker ways to do certain things. It's like when I do the transitions, I've been manually adjusting them for ages, and just last night I found out you can, because you only need a second or so, they were roughly about 2 seconds, so you can just click on it and, you know, duration 1 second. Yes, it takes a few seconds to do that, but at least they're all the same and stuff. And it's just sometimes when you cut a bit out and you're looking for something else, and yes, I do have the option where it kind of clicks to the last bit. I can't remember what it's called, but I know what I'm talking about. But sometimes I don't want that, sometimes I do want that. And when you've got because how it works on, I use Wondershare Filmura, it's you put your main video, and then I have a rear-facing video on top of it. Well, the top of it always takes priority. I've only just learned last week or so that you can, sometimes when you're recording something, you want to record the rear-facing bit that you want, but you need to see the forward-facing bit before you can switch to the rear kind of thing. So I've had to play about it, because it always shows that on the screen when you're editing. It's the top one, it takes priority. But you can also hide it. I've found out now you can hide it, so it's there. So you basically just get to the bit that you want, unhide it, flip the bit out that you want, and then hide it again, so that you can watch your main one, because obviously your forward-facing one, this one here, is the main camera. And that's where you get the majority of your shots from. Yeah, nobody tells you how long it takes to edit. You know, the good guys, you know, like your Richie Vida, Freddie Dobbs, Dissident Flyer, and all them kind of things. You don't care. They must. It's their full-time kind of job. I do it as a little bit of a hobby. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be a bit more recognised. I have been recognised, which is quite nice. Oh, you really well? Yeah. But I'd like to be recognised. I'm not necessarily doing it for anything. Like I have a friend, it's called Lone Wolf on the tour, or Lone Wolf, whichever it is on the show, and he doesn't speak or vlog, but what he does is he's got some good video shots, because he has an Insta360 and he has a drone and that. And he goes places like, well, anywhere really, but he is going to the Alps, so I'll be doing shots of that. He does some good edits with just with music playing, not saying anything. And obviously, I suppose the shorter ones will be better for him like that, because, you know, 3-minute short you can get a lot in just like that. But the trouble is with mine and other people like me, if you're talking, you know, it takes. Say you're talking for 3 minutes. It doesn't seem a lot, but 3 minutes is a lot of video to use. You know, I try to keep them short enough so that people won't get too bored. You know, once you start getting, I think, 25 and 30 minutes, it's a bit of a dedicated watch. I like somewhere between 8 and 15. Although I don't really do it all then, I don't seem to get them all then. But 10 minutes is a good little video to watch. You don't want it too short so you're not getting everything. But you want to just get the bits that you want. It's like one of the creek ones last night, and it was quite funny because we were riding along a loch. It's basically, when the weather's like it was on the edge of the loch. It was like seaside, the little beaches that they have. Everyone were out and paddle boarding and sunbathing and doing what you do at a beach basically. And we went past this little car park just before one of the beaches. There was like a woman stood there in a bikini, and like she had a bare bum. I mean, she had a bikini on, so you know what I mean. But it was like, it just, you know, when it's like there, just in front of you, you can't help but look, and you're like, oh, cheeky. Yeah, so I tried to get that in, but you know, when I was editing it, I'd been talking a little all the way up to it, so I had to include that. Otherwise, it would have just been, you don't want to come in halfway through a sentence. It'd be like the old Phoenix Night scene with Brian Potter and Jerry in the toilet, where the hairdryer's going, and the hairdryer stuff was covered in piss. He'd been telling him something with his back to him, and he couldn't hear it. You have to watch it. So yeah, they take a lot of editing, do videos, and it's like, like I said, I haven't got a lot of followers, 75 I think it is, something like that now, which is a good time to tell everybody to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and share away so everybody else does. Leave a comment for me, good or bad. I'll respond to if they're worth responding to. Yeah, so it does take a lot of time. These ones that get paid for. We've all day to do good videos, and suppose it could lead to somewhere else, because the ones that are well known, like the 4014 and Teapot Warner, Richie Reader and stuff like that. They kind of make a living out of it. I know Richie does the Wild Band Touring as well, which helps along. I know that for a fact because I'm going with him in September. So yeah, I'm going on an organised trip to pay for that. So yes, I would like to do something like that in my latter years of working, because I've been in engineering a long time. I'm in sales, and sales is a stressful job. People think it's easy. Driving around talking to customers, yeah, it is. And good customers are easy to deal with, but not everybody's a good customer, are they? I've been told now 25 years. So, as my mate says, my mate sells nuts and bolts. I don't, that's what I'm told, but anyway. I said, the Tenere is a good bike. I enjoy it. It's a nice bike. It's fine on the road. It's good off road if you know what you're doing. I don't, but a friend of mine has one, and he can. Doing the TET later this month for a month, I think. But it just lacks. With it being the CP2 700cc one, it lacks a bit of oomph. You can pass like this. Like the KTM, you can rip your arms off going past there. But if I was only to have one bike, it wouldn't be a bad bike at all. I'm spending quite a bit of money on it. Like I said, I've just bought the crash bars. They were 220 quid, and I've just ordered. They don't get fit well. Next week, the Road 6s for the KTM was another fitted. I think they're about 375. So, best part, 600 quid. And then obviously you have the normal, insurance, that kind of stuff. But I'm not moaning at that because it's my choice, isn't it? Nobody tells you to have two bikes. I'm going to have to persevere a little bit and try the off-road a bit more with this and see how I get on. But I've said it before, I'm not sure I fully enjoy it. I enjoy bits of it. But maybe I've chosen the wrong bike. I've chosen like a 10 grand bloody newish Tenere. So when you drop one and damage it, like the other week I dropped it and I scratched it. I mean, luckily I've near enough polished them out, the scratches. They are still slightly visible, but they're not really that bad. Hence, now the crash bars, but again, that's like bolting the gate after the horse is bolted. And so I don't want to scratch it again, really. So it's a lot of bike to drop, and that was one of the reasons I didn't want to do it at KTM. I might do an off-road course, one of the Yamaha off-road courses, and see if that helps. Because it's like anything else, you want to do it on your own bike, but you know, if you start, like you say, coming off or making a mess of things. So as you can probably tell by the route, I am now in Sherman. So I'm going to Squires for a frothy coffee. So we're on the last little run into Squires now, so I don't know if I'll be filming on the way home. So, as I say, if you would like, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and share away. Comment if you like. So, I'll say, ciao for now. Wheelie milk out. Yeah, there's one or two here. Well, that's it for today, folks. Nice little ride out to Squires on a Monday night. So if you'd like to do the normal, which is subscribe, like, and click the notification bell, and share away. Comment if you want, and I'll reply to the good ones. And the bad ones as long as they're constructive. So it's Wheelie Milk out. Ciao for now.